Nice to have you with us.
Better enjoy it. It's going to be scorching by the end of the week.
Remember, you can get the latest news and weather in the NBC Washington app. For now, we head back to the Today Show.
That's when I realized she was taking the album string come true. She told me this right here.
That is Riley Green singing the infectious 2024 hit You Look Like You Love Me with another breakout country star, Ella Langley. That song first became a phenomenon on social media and then on the charts where it reached #1. Green spent a decade or so on a patient, steady rise in Nashville before that hit and another with Langley made him one of the hottest acts in music. His leading Marlboro Man looks certainly don't hurt, either does his catalog of relatable sing-along songs. Now Green is poised to pick up millions of fans outside of country music. He takes his seat this fall as a coach on NBC's The Voice. Willie got together with Riley the other day for a Sunday sing.
Well, I wish you a good morning.
Riley Green has hit his stride.
But it's certainly a great time to be in country music.
With a sold-out North American tour, a guest starring role on the Yellowstone spin-off Marshalls,
Kind of fun trying to figure out where all the cowboys are going. Maybe you can back up that smart talk I'm going to that 6th string.
and a coveted seat as the newest coach on The Voice.
Yeah, I can tell that it's just going on because I'm tired.
Green's career caught fire a couple of years ago, thanks to a pair of catchy hit duets with Ella Langley.
Is it fair to say things exploded for you, starting with the duet with Ella?
You can't fabricate something like that. The moments that those songs had was a surprise to me. It was something to where fans really latched on to us. The songs, it helped that you had good songs together. Really, they love the story of us being from Alabama, being on tour together, we're singing together everywhere on the road for the better part of 2 years, and I think that had a lot to do with it. And I thought country music was specific to where I grew up.
The 37-year-old was born and raised in Jacksonville, Alabama, the son of a construction worker. He played quarterback at hometown Jacksonville State University, with music just a hobby.
I don't remember any point through high school, even college, thinking like I might have a music career.
Really?
No, and when I stopped playing ball in college, it was kind of sport construction, and I started playing in bars. I played cover shows at these bars, and somebody else would get up after me and they could sing circles around me. So the only thing I could do to set myself apart was to write, because nobody can write the exact story that I'm going to come up with. And when people started to tell me that this meant something to them, or that line reminded them of this, or whatever, that was when I kind of became passionate about it.
Green built houses during the day and began to build a fan base while playing local gigs at night.
I went from playing Loco Mix, which was about 80 to 100 people, for $150 a night to going and selling out at Iron City in Birmingham, which I'd seen Chris Stapleton play at. It was this big venue to me in my mind, 1,300 people.
And is that just word of mouth? Is it social media?
It's completely word of mouth.
Word eventually made it to Nashville, where Green signed a record deal in 2018. His first #1 song came shortly after.
There was this girl.
2 years later, he was named the Academy of Country Music's New Male Artist of the Year. Green's straightforward country storytelling has earned him #1 hits, ranging from a collaboration with Luke Combs to the steamy ballad, Worst Way.
I wrote a lot of love songs. There was a little risque love song too for country music. You know, we can't write dirty songs in country music, you know, so I was flirting a little bit there. And I remember thinking like, man, there's something cool about it, but I don't know.
Now, Green is set to release his 4th album, That's Just Me.
19 tracks, most of which you wrote yourself. When you sit down to put an album together, how do you decide what it's going to sound like, what it's going to look like, and kind of what you want to say?
Now that I'm a few albums in, like where I'm at in my career now, what's different, I always try to think about what got me here, you know, what types of songs and where I was mentally writing from, and make sure those songs are always on an album.
You almost have to read the title 3 times to figure it out.
It's called Think As You Drunk.
You have to think about it there.
It's easier to say when you're drunk.
On one song, Green pays tribute to a personal music hero, the late Toby Keith.
We did sit down to write a Toby Keith kind of song, so we sent it to his manager, and he played it for their family, and they loved the idea of him being a part of the song and having that little lane as good as I once was at the end.
It's a very moving moment just to hear his voice again since he passed away a few years ago.
Yeah, well, it's cool too because you've got something that, you know, it is a moment that'll kind of pull at you a little bit, but it's also in a moment that's very happy.
I'm curious, Riley, if now that you've attained the level of success you've attained, if it feels different now to put out an album, is it easier because you know you've got this big group of fans with you? Is it harder because the expectations are higher?
It feels different. It's not an expectation thing though. There's not really more pressure now, especially not from fans. More people are finding me every day, so to make that circle bigger, you know, how do you do it? I'm able to put out music and grow something that's really been growing for the last 12 years.
Now the guy who used to build bars back home has one of his own in Nashville.
There's a lot of moments, especially when I go home. I remember one night playing Loco Mix, it closing at midnight, they kicked everybody out, and then I went and retiled the bathroom that night while it was closed.
Come on.
It was a lot of fun, but it was, I was still working, you know. So the opportunities I've got now are just things I never would have dreamed of. And the bar is probably the biggest one because, you know, there's a bar that I can go to and eat breakfast for free every morning. You know? Nobody can throw me out of it. I got a key to a bar.
That's how you know you
Never
made
to
it.
tile anything on there.
Riley's upcoming album, That's Just Me, comes out on September 18th. You can see him on tour right now, or just catch him hanging out at his bar, Riley Green's Duck Line in Nashville. Our thanks to Freeman's Restaurant in New York for hosting Willie and Riley. Don't forget to subscribe to the Sunday Sit Down podcast to hear Willie's full extended interview with Riley Green, including Blake Shelton's advice to him for coaching on The Voice, and the special seating arrangement they've made for Riley's cowboy hat. You can find our conversation wherever you get your podcasts. And you can now watch that extended interview by subscribing to NBC News. Scan the QR code to check it out on the app or online. And next week, over the 4th of July weekend, catch Willie's conversation with one of the founding fathers, Leslie Odom Jr., as he prepares to get back into character as Aaron Burr in London's West End production of the Broadway phenomenon Hamilton. Leslie Odom Jr. next week on Sunday Today. Let's turn now and get another quick check of your local Sunday weather.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Stroking Forward, meteorologist Chuck O. Very humid outside, cloudy, raindrops moving through the region as well. We'll take the rain even though it's on a weekend. Temperatures are in the low 70s now. Highest rain chances will be in the first part of the day. I'm optimistic it should be drying out later this afternoon. None too hot today with a high of 82. But for those of you that have been waiting for it to be really hot, your wait will be ending on Wednesday, and we're likely to be crushing records on Thursday and Friday.
Ahead on Sunday Today are highs and lows of the week, including Elmo, just trying to make sure everyone stays friends as he chooses a side in this year's World Cup. Why he's going out of his way to root for Team USA. But up next, actor Morgan Freeman on his deep love of the blues, why he feels the music tells such a powerful story. It's all coming up when Sunday Today comes right back. For decades, Academy Award-winning actor Morgan Freeman has been making history on the silver screen with movies like Driving Miss Daisy, Shawshank Redemption, $1 Million Baby, and so many others. He's also made it his mission to preserve history, specifically the blues, the music of his youth. He's the producer and, of course, narrator behind an album set to be released later this summer. It's full of music from the legends and some new artists as well. Lester Holt talked to Freeman about his love of the blues for our Sunday Spotlight.
Hard rock in my hair, the cold ground in my bed.
Morgan Freeman, actor and Mississippi native, has made it his mission to pass the blues on to a new generation.
The words and lyrics are so profound in a lot of these pieces, but are they still relevant in the way they used to be?
As long as they as long as they have emotions, as long as we feel pain, it's going to be relevant to the form of music.
For Freeman, the blues is personal. Bring it on home to me. He's the driving force behind a show called the Morgan Freeman Symphonic Blues Experience, where a band of up-and-comers backed by a full orchestra give voice to the history of the genre, which dates back to the Deep South of the late 1800s.
If you're away from Mississippi and you hear a blues song on the radio,
Then I'm back.
it's home. Back home. It's like church.
Oh, yeah.
Right, I participate.
The music doesn't happen until everybody spiritually unlocks themselves and lets themselves in.
The blues, like this makeshift band, spans generations, with 32-year-old Keith Johnson, a musician in Freeman's band, jamming with blues legend Taj Mahal.
Keith, you are part of a new generation of blues musicians. Do you feel wedded to the tradition, or are you still pushing the boundaries of what the blues can be?
I love the sound of traditional blues, and you cannot forget that. You cannot let that die, because if you take that skeleton away, what do you really have?
What it is a framework to be able to speak about you in terms and put it into the poetry and the blues.
I like the term poetry of the blues.
Oh, yeah, the poetry and the blues.
Somewhere around your mid-teens, you start to understand what loss means.
Pain that you're not the only one that feels it. And there is no way to express it.
And there's a power to lift you out of those darker times or darker feelings. Because we think of the blues as being all about bad times, but we forget its power to heal.
Yeah, listen to yourself.
And to offer a bright way.
For Sunday Today, I'm Lester Holt in Jackson, Mississippi.
Lester, thank you. This week we highlight another life well lived. If you spend any time on social media or watching TV, often what you see is perfection. Perfect meals, perfect vacations, perfect families. Jill Smokler came to fame by popping that bubble Listen. The idea came to her while her kids were napping. It was 2008. Jill Smokler was a young mother when she started a blog called Scary Mommy, revealing what life was really like, raising her beautiful children, Lily, Ben, and Evan. She admitted that being a mom wasn't as easy as everyone made it out to be, and the response was overwhelming. Moms everywhere began posting their own comments. I hear you, they said. You are preaching the truth. Her blog was a runaway hit, inspiring 2 best-selling books and making her a favorite here on Today.
I'm proud of the type of mother I am, and I feel like it's healthy for my kids to see me as this imperfect, flawed parent who, really has no idea what I'm doing, but I love them and I do my best.
Smokler sold Scary Mommy in 2015, hoping to find a better work-life balance, though she did stay on for a bit as Chief Content Officer. Then, 2 years ago, she shared some devastating news. She was diagnosed with glioblastoma, a brain cancer with no cure. She wrote, "All I want to do is spend time with my kids, ideally on a beach, because that's my happy place. It's so ridiculously bittersweet. I am trying to focus on the sweet part." Jill Smokler, the devoted mom who inspired a generation of moms to give themselves a little grace, died on Monday at her home in Maryland. She was 48 years old.
I'm the master reptile.